urinated in my bedroom.
Ew. Who?
My roommate, Bill.
The hot one?
Claire, the only reason you think he's hot is because he blew you off.
He did not blow me off.
He called you the sponge because you suck. And not in a good way.
I thought we had a connection.
So, last night, I'm asleep, exhausted. And I wake up at like 4 to the sound of water falling.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and at first I'm like, that's really nice. Like falling asleep next to a waterfall. But then I'm like, wait a minute. We live in Port Charles. So unless my apartment suddenly floated downriver in the middle of the night...
Please tell me it wasn't hot, Bill.
It wasn't. It was drunk, Bill. I opened my eyes, and there he is, sitting in my chair, relieving himself all over my bedroom floor.
Shut up. What'd you do?
What could I do? I threw a bottle of lotion at him and told him to get the hell out of my room.
Lotion?
That was all I had handy.
Why'd you have a bottle of lotion? Ew!
Straight men should not be allowed to live in an unsupervised environment.
Well, at least you have 4 walls and a door.
Well, you're still couch surfing?
Yeah, I give my left breast for an apartment with hardwood floors.
It's a pretty sizable offer.
You know what? I bet if we look together, we could find a killer 2-bedroom.
Roommates?
What do you say?
You had me at hardwood floors.
Awesome.
Dr. Biggert?
Oh. Watch where you're going.
I don't know what they taught you at that medical school of yours, but in
Harvard.
the real world, interns are expected to show a modicum of respect to their superiors.
Oh, right. Me. Point taken. Moving on.
Out of all the hospitals in the continental U.S., you had to choose mine.
Well, it's funny. I didn't see a statue of you anywhere around here.
It's being polished.
Believe me. If I had any say in the matter, I'd be climbing the stairs at Johns Hopkins right now. But thanks to a computer-generated matching program, I have been sentenced to 3 years in purgatory with you.
Assuming you make it that far.
I'm not going anywhere.
You got that right.
Look, let's just try to make the best of this. I'll stay out of your way if you stay out of mine.
Fine.
Thank you. Ass face. 24-year-old went camping last night and decided to keep the fire going by pouring gas onto it. Flash burns to his face, neck, and hands. His airway is intact, but he's in a lot of pain.
What's your treatment plan?
Well, I was going to order 5 milligrams of morphine, but then I thought burn pain is incredibly well controlled by acupuncture, right?
1 needle, lateral foot.
Just proximal to the head of the 5th metatarsal.
Not bad. Looks like someone's been doing his homework.
Please, if I can just do my job.
Dr. Pearson, emergency, please. Dr. Pearson.
Oh, my gosh.
Pretty impressive, right?
Get this guy a gown.
Thank you, kind sir. And the name's Duncan. Bobby Duncan.
Genius here fell head first into an empty swimming pool.
You are?
He's my sober buddy.
Sobriety coach.
Yeah, dear old dad hired Trent to tail me 24/7 to make sure I stay on the up and up.
Great job he's doing.
Well, you're lovely. Isn't she lovely?
There's bruising on the upper back and some scapular tenderness.
You hear that? She thinks I'm tender.
Okay, Trent, I'm going to need you to step outside while I examine Mr. Duncan.
No can do.
He's like my ATM card. I don't go anywhere without him.
Let me get this straight. He gets paid to babysit you.
I know. He's a total buzzkill. I'm much more fun one-on-one.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm not a babysitter. I'm a coach to keep him clean.
I totally read about that. All the celebrities have them.
Tell me about it. You should see who I've got on speed dial.
Really? Sorry.
Okay, he's going to need stitches, a CT head scan, metabolic panel, blood alcohol, and a CBC.
I feel fine, Doc. What I could really use is a sidecar. Let's go grab some cocktails, right?
Sit down. Dr. Simpson's got a couple hours left on her shift, but if you're still conscious when she gets off, I'm sure she'd be happy to join you.
Oh, you're worth staying conscious for.
Dr. White, telephone. Dr. White.
How about that apartment down by the docks?
Oh, sure. Let me just pack my bulletproof vest and I'm all over it. Are you insane? I'll People get killed in that neighborhood.
It's totally up and coming.
It's totally mob adjacent. I like the one on Spring Street.
No can do. It's only got one bathroom.
So,
I've lived with girls before. You'll be locked in there all night, plucking eyebrows and monopolizing counter space with cotton balls and moisturizing creams. And...
Okay, no one has more moisturizing cream than a gay man.
Which is why I need my own bathroom. Heads up, drunk boy, 6 o'clock.
How do I look?
I thought you were into him.
I'm not. Have you seen the sober buddy?
Dr. Hensel, to surgery, please.
Have you tried Aloha? Sunny salutation? Aloha?
You're good at this. My Gerald, he doesn't let anyone near his puzzle. Always does it in ink, too, to show off.
Good evening, Mrs. Hopkins.
Found Jesus, have we?
I asked Dr. Julian to join me so we could present you with all your options for treatment.
Mrs. Hopkins' colonoscopy showed no signs of abnormality, which rules out colon cancer, ulcerative colitis, and Crohn's disease.
So what do I have?
We believe you have irritable bowel syndrome.
But the good news is I can write you a prescription and you will be firing on all cylinders in no time.
Or you can choose to take a more holistic approach. Peppermint oil has been shown to be highly effective in relaxing the intestinal muscles.
When it's not causing heart problems and kidney failure.
What Dr. Julian means to say is that herbal remedies, like any prescription drug, can be harmful when taken in excessive doses.
If Dr. Botcher read the clinical trials, she'd be able to tell you that lubiprostone has a 71% success rate.
Both probiotics and partially hydrolyzed guar gum can be just as effective.
Partially hydrolyzed guar gum,
You can
really?
also cut out certain trigger foods from your diet.
And risk malnutrition and die.
Quiet! The two of you are enough to irritate anyone's bowels.
But Mrs. Hopkins, all of your...
No. I think I've heard enough of your bickering. Both of you out.
Here, let me take a look at that. Miss Hopkins, where did you get this paper?
Oh, it's Gerald's. He loves the newspaper. Gets up at 5 a.m. every morning to read it cover to cover. Then he does the crossword on the train on the way to work.
Well, why didn't he take this one to work?
Ladies first?
I insist after you.
Why, so you could check out my ass?
Please, Dr. Julian, I just had dinner.
IBS can be linked to depression, right?
And some people, yes.
Mrs. Hopkins isn't depressed.
Take a look at this paper.
Okay, what? This is her
It's
crossword
2
puzzle.
years old.
What?
It was delivered the day after her husband died, and she has been obsessing over the crossword puzzle ever since.
Call for a psych consult. Good work, Dr. Julian.
Surgery, please. Dr. Hensel.
I think you should know the truth about your little girl. That is, if you don't already.
What are you talking about?
That baby was kidnapped from her home and smuggled into this country. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Julian!
You come with me now.
When we're roommates, are you going to randomly fly off the handle like your psycho brother?
I am nothing like my brother.
What is that about, anyway?
Well, let's just say that Leo has a few unresolved issues about adoption.
How old was he when your parents adopted him?
4 or 5. His birth parents gave him up for adoption in Iran because they were, well, scared for his safety. So they sent him out of the country.
Has he ever gone back to track him down?
No. Well, I mean, we're his family. And like it or not, he hardly even remembers them. I think that he just feels guilty, you know, like he left him behind.
I kind of feel bad for the guy.
Beer, please. You were in rare form today.
We're gonna stay out of each other's business.
Kind of hard when your business is the talk of the hospital.
You know, that girl is not gonna be happy here.
Why? Because she's adopted?
No. Because she doesn't fit. I wouldn't expect you to understand, Golden Boy.
Right. Because I have no idea what it's like to be an outsider. You're talking to a guy who was in the closet for 18 years of his life.
Sorry, but that's not the same.
Why? This didn't happen to you?
Give me a break. You know how Mom and Dad treated you different. All the time. Kyle could do no wrong, while I was like their disappointment. You could just see it. How they looked at me.
You know what, Leo? If Mom and Dad treated you any differently, and I know they didn't, it wasn't because you were adopted. It was because you're a screw-up.